Okay, so if you've seen Netflix's Blue Eye Samurai, you already know the animation is absolutely breathtaking and the action is just brutal. But what really makes it a masterpiece, what makes it stick with you, is this incredible sense of authenticity, right? It doesn't feel like just another fantasy story. It feels like a lost piece of history that we've just uncovered.
So that's the big question, isn't it? What's the secret sauce? How did the creators build a world that feels so grounded, so visceral, and just so real?
Well, it turns out the answer isn't just in the accurate historical details, though those are amazing. The real secret is actually woven into the very fabric of the story, through centuries of Japanese faith and folklore, all hidden in plain sight. So today, we're going to peel back those layers and uncover the hidden spiritual architecture that gives Blue Eye Samurai its soul.
All right, let's start with the basics. Section 1. Anime as Japan's cultural mirror. To really get what makes this show tick, we have to look at the world it's built on. Because historical anime, they're more than just entertainment. They're like a window into the very culture that shaped Japan. So, let's set the scene. We're in 17th century Edo, Japan, during the Tokugawa shogunate. And here's the deal. Japan's borders were completely sealed off from the rest of the world. Now this is absolutely crucial, because in a country that's outlawed foreigners, Mizu's mixed heritage, her blue eyes, make her what the show calls a creature of shame. Her very existence is literally a crime. Okay, Section 2. Myths, Monsters, and Samurai. Now, to really understand Mizu's journey, we have to dive into the world of spirits and monsters that people in Edo, Japan actually believed in. And trust me, this mythology isn't just cool background decoration, it actually defines our hero.
So first up, let's talk about the Onryo. In Japanese folklore, this isn't just any ghost. An Onryo is a very specific kind of vengeful spirit. We're talking about a soul so consumed by a thirst for revenge, usually from some horrible betrayal or injustice in their life, that it literally cannot rest. It's all about pure, unfiltered rage. And the show, it basically hands us this massive clue right there in the first episode. As Mizu starts her quest, a merchant takes one look at her and says, "You look like an Onryo." Now, that's not just some random insult. That line is the key to her entire character.
I mean, think about it. The comparison is just perfect. Mizu has been betrayed. She's driven by this one single, all-consuming mission for revenge. Everyone she meets is terrified of her. She is a living Onryo, a human embodiment of a vengeful spirit walking the earth. But the mythology isn't just in the big character arcs. It's hidden in the little details, too. Remember that noodle shop from the first episode? If you look closely, you can spot this motif of a catfish. That's a namazu. In Edo period folklore, the namazu was this giant, underground catfish that caused earthquakes. But here's the cool part. It was also seen as an avenger, a symbol of justice that punished the greedy and powerful. And then we have the Tengu. These guys are awesome. They're supernatural mountain demons known for being legendary martial arts masters. So when Mitsu's Swordmaster says the secret techniques of their school were taught by the Tengu themselves, he's literally linking their fighting style to the world of gods and demons. Pretty cool, right?
All right, Section 3, Shinto rituals and festivals. See, this world isn't just built on ancient myths. It's also grounded in the day-to-day spiritual practices of Shinto, which is Japan's indigenous religion. And we see this pop up in some of the most important moments in the story.
Think back to Mizu's marriage ceremony, that whole scene, a classic Shinto wedding. That ritual where the bride and groom each take 3 sips of sake from 3 different cups, that's meant to create an unbreakable bond between them and their families. And the offering of that sacred branch, that's a way of giving thanks to the kami, the gods.
And then the show just throws us right into the middle of the absolute chaos of the Hadaka Matsuri, the naked festival. And no, this isn't just some wild party the writers made up. It's a real, ancient Shinto ritual of purification, where the whole community comes together to cleanse themselves of evil spirits.
So all of that chaos has a very real purpose. It's about warding off disaster, like plagues or famine, and ensuring a good harvest and good fortune for everyone. And for a total outcast like Ringo, getting his hands on one of those sacred shingi sticks, well, that's his one chance to grant his deepest wish, to finally be great at something.
Next up, Section 4, Buddhism and the Samurai's Code. Because alongside the big community rituals of Shinto, you've got another philosophy that shaped the individual warrior, and that's Zen Buddhism, which was totally intertwined with the samurai way of life.
You can see this so clearly in the training Mizu gets at the Shinde Ryu school. I mean, it's pure Zen. The meditation in the cold, the tea ceremonies, that intense focus on form and technique, these were all real practices used by samurai to hone their minds into weapons just as sharp as their swords.
But maybe the most powerful, most striking example of this is when Mizu is getting ready to attack Fowler's castle. Remember that? She covers her entire body in the words of the Heart Sutra, which is one of the most important scriptures in Mahayana Buddhism.
So why would you do that? Why write a prayer all over your body? Well, it's so much more than just a prayer for protection. It's a meditative act. By writing form is emptiness and emptiness is form, she's forcing herself to internalize this core Buddhist idea, to detach from fear, from pain, even from her own sense of self, and become nothing more than a pure instrument of her will.
Okay, moving on to Section 5, A Foreign God's Shadow. Because not all the religion in the show is native to Japan. In fact, the entire central conflict of the story is driven by the arrival of a foreign faith and the incredible fear it inspired: Christianity.
So to get why Fowler is such a huge deal, you need a quick history lesson. Christian missionaries had shown up about a century before our story starts, but by this point, the religion was completely outlawed. Why? Because the shogunate was terrified it was a backdoor for a foreign invasion. And this meant that for a white Christian man like Abijah Fowler to even be in Japan, well, that was a death sentence.
And wouldn't you know it, Fowler's own monologue confirms all of their worst fears. He literally talks about reshaping the Japanese people in his own image, delivering a new society in the name of his God. He is the living, breathing embodiment of the existential threat that made Japan seal its borders in the first place.
Okay, last section, where faith meets fiction. So we've got vengeful spirits, naked festivals, Zen meditation, and the looming threat of a holy war. How in the world does this all come together?
This is really the heart of it. Blue Eye Samurai isn't just a story that happens to be set in old Japan. It's a story that is told through the spiritual and mythological worldview of the time. And that amazing fusion of real history and authentic faith, that's what lifts this show from being a simple revenge story into a completely immersive cultural epic.
The whole world of the show is this incredible tapestry, and it's woven from all these different threads of belief. It's like their creators have handed us a key, a secret code to unlock it all. So now that you know what to look for, what other secrets do you think you'll find the next time you watch?